The city of Sarajevo is the capital of Bosnia and Herzegovina. It has a population of over 250,000 people. The Sarajevo metropolitan has around 350,000 people. Sarajevo is situated in a valley on the banks of the Miljacka River and is surrounded by forested mountains of the Dinaric Alps. It has a mixture of Eastern and Western cultures. Before the Ottomans conquered the Kingdom of Bosnia, this region was said to be inhabited by various tribes of Illyrians, Slavs, and other civilization. But the city got its name during the Ottoman Empire when it was a governor's residence. The first mention of Sarajevo was in a 1507 letter written by Firoz Bey, a military officer. The name comes from the Turkish word saray, which means palace or mansion, and the Slavic suffix evo, used to indicate place names. So Sarajevo means city of the palace. However, during the 400 years of Ottoman rule, it was called Saraybosna, meaning Palace of Bosnia. The city is led with deep and complex history. Ottoman, who ruled from 15th century. Austro-Hungarian Empire, who ruled from 1878. And more recent war-plagued stories, all living side by side. During the Bosnian War of 1992 to 1995, Sarajevo endured a brutal 1,425-day siege by Serbian military forces, said to be the longest of any capital city in modern history. The scars of this horrific chapter remain visible today, from war memorials, museums, and cemeteries to buildings still marked by bullet holes. In that 4 years, it is estimated that around 100,000 were killed throughout Bosnia, with over 11,000 people, some say around 15 to 20,000 people, dying in Sarajevo alone. That's nearly 1 in every 5 Bosnian. 1,600 were just children. Despite such darkness and heaviness, Sarajevo and Bosnia as a whole is a living testament to resilience in every stop. Bullets pierced many landmarks and buildings, and scars are everywhere, but it has survived like a brave warrior. Sarajevo is often called Jerusalem of Europe, as there are mosques, synagogues, Catholic and Orthodox churches, all located within a small area. You can see so many different places of worship within an hour. Though the cities, countries, and even the Balkan region's image has been hampered by the lingering war image of the 1990s, it is quickly getting positive and more accurate reflection, thankfully to the power of social media, as more and more travelers from around the world visit this place. There's so much to see and do. Most of these are located in and around the old town. Some of the landmarks of Sarajevo include the Mount Trebević, City Hall or Vijećnica, the Yellow Fortress viewpoint with Kavachi Cemetery, Emperor's Mosque, the Latin Bridge, also known as Latinska Ćuprija, and the assassination spot of Archduke Franz-Ferdinand, Baščaršija and the Sebilj Fountain, the Faculty of Islamic Studies and the University of Sarajevo, Gazi Husrev Beg Mosque, which has the madrasah, library, clock tower, and Bezistan next to it, Ferhadija Mosque, historic markets of Gradska Travnica and Piazza Markale, the Roman Catholic Sacred Heart Cathedral, the Serbian Orthodox Cathedral Church of the Nativity of the Theotokos, Ashkenazi Synagogue and Jewish Cemetery, the Eternal Flame, also known as Vijećnica, Sarajevo Central Mall or SSC Mall, Sniper Alley, Tunnel of Life, also known by other names. There's plenty of activities in and near the city, including shooting or gun ranges. I went to Strelište Sarajevo Žuč near Otoka area, and there's a lot more. I also ate and drank plenty of halal food and drink in Sarajevo and Mostar. All local and authentic stuff. I've made a separate video on the food and drinks of Bosnia and Herzegovina and what I thought of that country. So check that out. This documentary of Sarajevo, split into few parts, is my humble effort to capture the magic of the city and its people. It's the first time I had visited Bosnia and Herzegovina. I spent 2 weeks in the country, 1 week in Sarajevo and another week in Mostar. So let me give you a glimpse into two of my favorite cities in the world, starting with Sarajevo. On the eastern banks of the river Miljacka is the mighty Emperor's Mosque, known as Crvena Džamija in Bosniak language. It was the first mosque to be built in Sarajevo and one of the first built in Bosnia after the Ottoman conquest, when local people started reverting to Islam. Everything else was built around it. This mosque was built in 1457 by Isa Bey Ishakovic. The original masjid was made of wood and much smaller than the one that we see today. This one was built in 1565 in classical Ottoman style and dedicated to the Ottoman Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror, also known as Sultan Mehmed II el-Fateh, the conqueror of Constantinople or modern-day Istanbul. The masjid was extended in early 19th century. Following the damage in the Second World War and the Bosnian War of the 1990s, renovation work were carried out and completed in 2020. The first settlements in Sarajevo was built around this masjid. Afterwards, the residence of the Sultan representative, a hammam or public bath, and even a bridge that led directly to the mosque was built. That bridge was disassembled during the Austro-Hungarian government and rebuilt just a few meters upstream where it still exists today. All this and more were financed by shops and lands left by Isa Bey. The complex is stunning, but the mosque capacity is small, holding around 200 worshippers. While the eyes feast on the splendor of the exterior, it's the soul that feeds on what happens inside. The call to prayer read out by the elderly brother was one of the most beautiful I had ever heard. What a voice. The interior layout of the Emperor Masjid is the template for other mosques around Bosnia and Herzegovina. From my experience, all the mosques that I visited have the same layout. A boxed area on the right with a balcony. The area is usually for female to pray under. An intricate staircase leading to the same main area at top right corner, known as minbar in Arabic. A highly decorated prayer niche in the middle, or the mihrab, facing the direction of Mecca and Saudi Arabia. Beautiful Arabic calligraphy on the wall containing the name of God, Allah, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and some of his companions. And the big chandelier in the middle with stunning dome interior. One of the beauties of this masjid is that you have active soldiers praying same time as you. One of the headquarters of the soldiers is near the masjid, so you have a lot of soldiers coming in throughout the day to pray within the masjid. During one time I had a soldier and a postman praying directly in front of me and 2 other soldiers to my left. I couldn't stop smiling like a child. My first ever accommodation in Bosnia was next to Emperor's Mosque. I had the privilege of praying there regularly. Each time I felt its aura. I was surrounded by the whitest Muslim I had ever seen. Most of the time I was the only brown guy in the mosque, and I love that. I spent most of my life in UK where the mosques are full with brown and black Muslims. So it was great to experience the opposite of this for a change, as Islam is for everyone, regardless of color or culture. It was quite funny seeing how the various imam came in their normal clothes like ordinary citizen, and then get quickly changed into the robe and hat, and transform completely into a traditional scholar to lead the prayer. Fascinating stuff. The graveyard next to the mosque contains graves of many dignitaries of Sarajevo, including Isa Bey Ishakovic himself. It was great to see there's a map next to the grave showing where each individual was buried and having a short biography of each one, both in English and the Bosniak language. What a brilliant idea. The masjid is also visitor friendly. Unlike other masjid, visitors can enter inside most of the time and take photos and clips from the entrance. Veils are offered to females to cover their head. I saw regularly the work carried out by everyone to keep the place clean and functioning well. One cool feature was how the main door was lit up with different colored lights at night. Unlike the other landmarks of Sarajevo lit up at night, Empress Mosque looked even more grand, warm, and exquisite. On the left side of the Empress Mosque is the Begov Hammam, the oldest hammam in Bosnia and Herzegovina. It was demolished in 1889 following fire and flood damage, and a new Isa Bey bathhouse was built 2 years later in 1891 to a design by architect Joseph Vankas, who designed many things in the city, including the Cathedral of Jesus Sacred Heart. Now it's a beautifully restored hotel which also offers hammam experience to the general public. Prices for the hammam starts at 40 marks, nearly £20, and builds upward. For example, a Turkish hammam costs an additional 80 marks. I thought it was very expensive, so I didn't go ahead with it. But some visitors online praised the experience, ranking it amongst the best they had. Hotel prices started from 80 marks when I visited there. A stone's throw away from Emperor's Mosque is the world-famous Latin bridge, known as Latinska Chupria. This is a 15th century Ottoman-era bridge across the Miljacka River and the oldest in the city. It's around 40 meters long and approximately 3 meters wide. The original was a wooden bridge said to be built by a leather worker named Hussein, the son of Sirmed. But this bridge was destroyed and a stone bridge was built in its place by Ali Aini Bey, a prominent local. However, this stone bridge was washed away by a great flood in 1791. And 8 years later, in 1798, a wealthy trader from Sarajevo, Abdullah Briga, donated funds for the construction of this Latin bridge we see today, nearly 230 years later. The bridge got its name from the neighborhood on the left bank of Miljacka where Sarajevo's Catholics lived. This quarter of the city was informally called Latinluk, meaning place of the Latins or Latin Quarter, during Ottoman times. Hence why the bridge is called Latin Bridge. But it's at the northern end of the bridge. An incident took place here which started World War I. It was at this exact spot where Archduke Franz-Ferdinand, the Austrian-Hungarian crown prince, was gunned down and assassinated. Prince Ferdinand, the future king of Austria-Hungary, and his pregnant wife Countess Sophie were killed by Bosnian Serb Gavrilo Princip on 28 June 1914. Gavrilo, 19 years old, was a member of the revolutionary group Young Bosnia, which wanted to separate the country from Austro-Hungarian rule. He shot Sophie in the abdomen and then shot Franz Ferdinand in the neck. Princip and all other conspirators were arrested and tried. Most of them, including Princip, died in the dungeons throughout the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Ferdinand's murder, known as the Sarajevo Assassination, triggered a series of events, including Austria-Hungary declaring war against Serbia and World War I breaking out on the 28th July 1914, exactly a month after Ferdinand's assassination. This great war led to millions of people dying around the globe. Today, a plaque, few photos, and foot engraving of where Gavrilo stood and took a shot commemorates the historic event. A mini replica of the car the Archduke and his wife rode in, along with some of the items, can be seen in the City Hall. Ironically, Ferdinand was en route to the City Hall where a civilian reception was to take place when he was killed. Today, visitors come from all over the world, including this friendly couple from Morocco, to see these items. Sometimes a big replica of the car can also be seen at the spot of Ferdinand's assassination next to the Latin Bridge. Interestingly, from 1918 to 1993, for 75 years, the Latin Bridge was called Principov Most, meaning Princip's Bridge, after Gavrilo Princip. The corner building where the shooting took place now houses the Museum of Sarajevo, covering the city's history during the period of Austro-Hungarian rule. It's a lot to take in. This 500-year-old bridge, which connected people of different faith, was also the location where one of the most gruesome political assassinations took place that led to millions of people being killed around the world. We humans are a strange species, capable of being best of the best and worst of the worst. Sarajevo's old town, the Baščaršija quarter, is the heart of the city. The medieval bazaar area is a maze of cobbled street, alleys, centuries-old Turkish bazaar, mosques, cafes and restaurants, and much more. It's the oldest and the most touristy quarter in the city. Baščaršija was founded by Ottomans in 16th century. It's remained pretty much the same some 500 years later. Against a backdrop of minarets and domes and rows of cafes and colorful independent little shops, it's a bustling area packed with Eastern mystique. It's very family friendly. Many of the shops are local family run businesses. I love that. You don't see the usual corporate giants that have taken over most major cities around the world. It's more authentic and classy. The shops tend to open around 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock in the morning and close late in the evening. And since there are three main roads which people use mostly, especially Sarat, these are very congested. So keep an eye on your belongings such as your handbag or chest bag. From my experience, the streets are very safe, but it's good to be alert and careful. The streets are a feast for your senses. The melodic call to prayer from a nearby mosque, the distant clang of church bells, the scent of freshly cooked meat, the group of tourists from around the world and locals walking leisurely through the streets and making small talks give the area a magnetic spell. It's a must visit for everybody. In the open space of Baščaršija is the Sebilj fountain, an Ottoman-era wooden fountain. Local legends say that if you drink from the fountain, you'll return to Sarajevo one day. There used to be hundreds of Sebiljs, or kiosk-shaped public fountains in Sarajevo, but this is the last one left today. They're originally from the Arabian Peninsula, and it was the Ottoman who brought the custom to Bosnia and Herzegovina. Sebilj, workers who received wages from the state or a vakuf or endowment, manned the kiosk and dispensed free water to hungry passerby. This Sebilj in Baščaršija dates back to the Austro-Hungarian period. The original one, built by Mehmet Pasha Kukavica around 1753, was several meters away from where Sebilj now stands, but was knocked down after being damaged during a fire. Alexander Wittek designed it in pseudo-Moorish style, and it was installed in 1913, just before the First World War. It underwent renovation. Sarajevo held the 14th Winter Olympic Games, and again after the 1990s war. The fountain's been a symbol of Sarajevo and a magic well. People take sip of the fountain water, but just be careful, as the base is not always clean due to the pigeons. Instead, I recommend drinking from the Gazi Husrev Begov Masjid fountain, which is 3 minutes walk away. That is more clean and fresh in my opinion. Right next to the fountain is a square named Pigeon Square by locals. I'll give you one guess on how we got that name. Everyone is always looking to take picture in the fountain and amongst the pigeon, so have patience when you're trying to take your click. Early morning is a good time to have the fountain to all by yourself.
You from China? Japan? Japan, you from Japan. You look exactly like this, like this. That's amazing, that's amazing. Love it, thank you, thank you. So my brother Hussein has sorted me out with his family. 2 scarves for my mother at a very good price. Amazing quality, amazing quality. Definitely come to here as well. Look at this. My mother owes me a lot of money. Jazakallah khair, brother. Jazakallah khair. Do you want to say anything?
Thank you very much.
Okay, no, I thank you. This is beautiful. It's a family-run business in Sarajevo, and what makes them different from everybody else is that they have high-end quality product and they focus on material quality. So they're not like anybody else who's just selling predominantly accessories. They actually sell amazing, very good stylish clothes. I mean, I'm not a lady, but even with my own eyes I can see the quality is good. But they're not giving me a commission. It's not free of charge. I'm paying for this. They're just being nice to me. So don't look at it as like this is free promotion for them. They're very good. No free promotion. I'm saying from my heart.
Kazandžiluk is the oldest street in Sarajevo. It was laid out in the 16th century at a time when Sarajevo's craft and trade center was beginning to form. The street is renowned for its copperware, hence it's also called Copperware Alley. It's filled with family-owned businesses, craftsmanship passed down through generations, both to male and female. Shops sell medieval relics like the giant Aladdin's lamp, or war souvenirs like old ammunition, helmets, badges and knives. Just remember one thing, if you buy any of these, as exciting as it may be, don't put it in your backpack and try to carry it on the plane. It's not going to pass the security checks and they'll chuck it into the bin front of you like they did with my bullet plane. Instead, put it into your checked luggage.
Hey, little pal, you okay?
All respect to the cleaners who keep the place almost spotless. As you wander through Sarajevo's old town, the name Gazi Husrev Beg appears often. He was a prominent Ottoman governor in 16th century, known not only for his military campaigns in expanding Ottoman Empire into Croatia and Hungary, but also for the urban development of Sarajevo. Gazi means a hero. It was a title given to outstanding Ottoman soldiers and heroes for their military success and bravery. Gazi Husrev Beg was appointed by Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent. Before his death, Gazi Husrev Beg established a charitable endowment that funded the construction of many significant buildings throughout the city, especially religious and educational facilities like Gazi Husrev Beg Mosque, Gazi Husrev Begov madrasah complex with a Gazi Husrev Beg library, a Bezistan or a covered marketplace, and a hammam. Gazi Husrev Beg was also responsible for promoting Sarajevo from a town to a city. In fact, shortly after his death in 1541, Sarajevo developed into the biggest city of the Ottoman Europe with a population of approximately 50,000 people. Today, Gazi Husrev Beg Mosque is the largest Ottoman-era mosque in Bosnia and Herzegovina. It serves as the central masjid for Muslims in the whole country. It was built in 1530-1531 during the golden age of the Ottomans. The architect's name is not known. Most scholars, as well as the information board in the mosque, say it was Achem Ali Tabrizi Alauddin, known also as Azem Asir Ali, an Ottoman architect of Persian ancestry. Some have speculated he may have been the world-renowned architect Mimar Sinan, Emperor Suleiman's chief architect, since he was in the region around that time. But almost all agree the architect was one of the emperor's leading architects, hailing from the top echelons of Istanbul. Its elegant fountain, the Sadarvan, a serene centerpiece of the courtyard, which doubles up as a wudu or ablution area, is especially beautiful. On the right side of the mosque is a shop packed with many wonderful Islamic items. Behind this are two mausoleums, the bigger one containing the grave of Gazi Husrev Beg himself. The smaller one houses Murat Beg Tardits, Gazi's commander, who was also the first administrator of Gazi Husrev Beg's Wakaf. Interestingly, both these mausoleums were built during Gazi Husrev Beg's lifetime. Behind these mausoleums are the grave of prominent people. On the left side of the masjid are more features, including the 45-meter-high minaret, more graves of famous people, and a separate ablution or wudu area for men and women. There are no toilets within the compound, but there is a public one directly outside on the side road which you can use for a small entry fee.
That's what happens when you work as an IT professional in an office job all your life. You can barely sit down.
Though the masjid's capacity is small, it holds around 300 worshippers, 500 if you include the outside praying area. Its opulence and ambition can match any big mosques around the world. It is said to be the first mosque in the world to receive electricity and electric illumination in 1898 during the period of Austro-Hungarian Empire. During the siege of Sarajevo, Serbian forces purposefully targeted many cultural centers of the city, such as museums, libraries, and mosques, and fired on them. As the largest and best known, the Beg's Mosque was an obvious target and suffered significant damage. Reconstruction began immediately after the war in 1996, funded by foreign aid, mainly from Saudi Arabia. Old and faded Austro-Hungarian decoration were removed, and since no historical documents of the decorative painting were found, a completely new interior was designed and applied by Bosnian calligrapher Hazim Numanagic in 2001-2002. The masjid is the pinnacle of the Ottoman Islamic architecture in Sarajevo. It still dazzles nearly 500 years later. I've heard the full Quran has been recited continuously here for over 480 years, especially during Ramadan. Right after the noon prayer or the Zohar prayer, people take their assigned section, withdraw to the side and read it. Outside the complex is a double drinking water taps, providing non-stop pure and fresh water free of charge for everyone. The water tasted so good. Subhanallah. Across the road, you'll find a museum housed in the old madrasah or the Islamic school. Once you pay the small entry fee of 10 marks, you can see a vast range of items and information relating to Gazi Husrev Beg and his waqaf in the former students' room of the madrasah, which was built in 1537. Back then, and for many years after it was built, the madrasah was a unique and exceptional school in the Balkans. By 1878, there were around 40 madrasas in the country, further highlighting that education was at an advanced level and literacy rate was generally high among the Muslim population during the Ottoman period. Sadly, today there are only 7 madrasas around the country, including this one in Sarajevo. In 2006, this madrasa was declared a national monument of Bosnia and Herzegovina.
This amazing Quranic manuscript is from 1784 and is transcribed by the brother Muhammad Filibeli from Plovdiv in Bulgaria. Bulgarian brother wrote this manuscript in 1784. Absolutely incredible, absolutely incredible. How many years is that? So 200, almost 240 years. 240 years. Wow. The problem with making videos is that it never does justice to the level of beauty and impact it has on you when you see such magnificent work. This is incredible. Stunning piece of work. Absolutely amazing museum. Beautiful. Only 5 km or 5 marks. Roughly about £2, £2.50 to enter. Just to see this alone. Alhamdulillah.
Next to the madrasa is the Gazi Husrev Beg Library, also known as Kursumliya or by its abbreviation GHL. You can enter it for 5 marks. It was originally built around the same time as the madrasa's library, making it the oldest cultural institution in Bosnia-Herzegovina. The library functioned within the madrasah until 1863, when on the initiative of Bosnian governor Topal Osman Pasha, the Gazi Husrev Beg endowment built a large room next to the Gazi Husrev Beg Mosque, right below its minaret, to which the library was moved. It stayed there till 1935 and moved around a few more times, including moving to the city hall of Vijećnica when it became home to National and Universal Library of Bosnia and Herzegovina after the Second World War. But like other prominent landmarks in the city, the library was destroyed and set on fire by Serbs during the 1990s war. Over 2 million books and documents vanished in the flame. Thankfully, it was rebuilt in 2014 after receiving huge donation said to be around few $1 million from the country of Qatar. Today, the GHL holds one of the most important collections of Islamic manuscripts in Bosnia-Herzegovina. It has around 100,000 volumes of manuscripts, printed books, periodicals, and documents in Arabic, Turkish, Persian, Bosnian, and other primarily European languages. It has over 200 works on astronomy alone. The oldest manuscript the GHL has is a copy of Imam Abu Hamid Muhammad al-Ghazali's mighty book, the Ihya Ulumuddin, written in Arabic in 1105 during the author's lifetime. I loved everything about this library, from its architecture, the use of space, to the mind-blowing range of items it had in display. A must visit for all. Like the Emperor's Mosque, I had the privilege of praying at Gazi Husrev Beg Mosque on a daily basis during my week stay in Sarajevo, and each time its beauty and calmness left me in awe. But even I was not ready for the impact of my first congregational prayer or Jumuah prayer in Sarajevo.
Uncle, can I help you? Shall I help you? Can I help you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a hand. I'll give you a hand.
وكان الله غفورا
ورضي الله تعالى أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه كما يحب ربنا ويرضى فهو المحمود في الآخرة والأولى ونشكره على نعمه التي لا تحصى وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له الأسماء الحسنى وأشهد أن نبينا وحبيبنا محمدا عبده ورسوله المجتبى وخليله المرتضى اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على عبدك ورسولك محمد وعلى آله وصحابته الأتقياء. Svi koji smo prošli mektebe, koji čitamo islamske knjige, posjećujemo džamije i slušamo predavanja učenih ljudi, znamo da je prvi poslanikov alejselam korak nakon dolaska na slobodnu teritoriju u Medinu bio izgradnja džamije. Izgradio ju je u Babu, mjestu u predgrađu Medine. Džamiju je dakle izgradio i prije nego je upotpunio hidžru s kojom je započela ekspanzija islama.
That was one of the most incredible Jumuah experience I've ever had in my life. Absolutely phenomenal, mind-blowing. The Kirat by the various brothers and uncles were on absolute another level. This proved the unity within Islam. I've never seen so many people who are so whiter than white, with such blue eyes, coming and praying collectively with a brown person like myself with black eyes. For all those people, all those clowns out there who keep on saying that Islam is a sand religion for brown and black people, and you have to be Arabic in your ethics and your dress code and your appearance, this proves that you don't know what you're talking about. I mean, this was absolutely incredible. Islam is all about unity within diversity. Allah says specifically in the Quran that I've made you different so you can get to know each other. And this was just a phenomenal experience. My God.
Next to the Gazi Husrev Beg Masjid is the Sahat Kula, also known as the Sarajevo Clock Tower. It's the only lunar clock in the world. It's a unique 30-meter high clock tower, believed to be built in 16th century. It's another of those structures built with Gazi Husrev Beg's endowment. It's the only public clock in the world that keeps lunar time, or ala Turk, to indicate times for daily prayers. It uses Arabic numerals. According to this system, the new day begins at sunset, when the time is 12 o'clock. That's the time to pray Maghrib, the end of the fasting time during Ramadan or the fasting month. Since the length of the days changes throughout the year, it was the duty of a muwakkit or timekeeper to maintain the clock's accuracy. In the courtyard of Bezistan Mosque, there is one kind of observatory, a muwakkitana, which is where the exact time would be calculated with the help of careful techniques and sensitive instruments. In 1874-1875, the clock was replaced by a mechanism made by Gillett and Bland of London, the same company that built bell and clock towers around the world, such as Manchester City Hall, St. Patrick's Cathedral in Dublin, Sydney Town Hall, and even the Sultan Abdul Samad Clock Tower in Kuala Lumpur. Sarajevan merchants Hasimaga Glodo and Mehaga Kapitanovic paid for it. A famous watchmaker and former muwakkit from Sarajevo, Abdullah Kasumagic, glided the hands and numbers on all four of the clock faces. In the next block after the clock tower, where Siraj Street ends and Ferhadija starts, you will see Bezistan, a 16th century Ottoman era vaulted bazaar, also called Old Bezistan and Great Bezistan. Bezistan means a covered bazaar or a dome roof market. It was the center of trade in Sarajevo during the Ottoman period, another structure funded by the Vakuf or endowment of Gazi Husrev Beg. It's believed to be built around 1540. During the Ottoman period, the shops inside traded widest variety of textiles, while those outside belonged to metal workers and jewelers. These things transformed Sarajevo into a vibrant merchant and craft center through which rich merchant caravan passed every day, carrying goods, raw materials, and finished products. Even today, it's a stunning piece of architecture with light shining from every angle. Just imagine what it would have been like all those hundreds of years ago with caravans and horses, etc. There was another structure called Tashlihan or Stone Inn, which was built around the same time as Bezistan and was built along the western wall. This Tashlihan made the bazaar a unique complex. It was a great caravanserai with rich merchant caravans coming from both east and west for centuries. However, it was badly damaged during a fire in 1879 and a large portion of the Tashlihan was knocked down. Today, the remains of the inn forms a part of a hotel's summer garden. After the Bezistan, you'll see the Ferhadija Mosque, also known as Ferhat Bey's Mosque, Ferhat Pasha Mosque, and Ferhat Pasina. It was built 16th century around 1561 by Bosnian governor Ferhat Bey Vukovic Desisalik. a descendant of the famous medieval noble Vukovic family. Originally had a children's school or maktab alongside the mosque, along with public kitchen and fountain. But this went up in flames in the fires of 1679 and 1897. The famous Sarajevo historian, poet and calligrapher Mullah Mustafa Baščaršija worked for a while as a teacher at the maktab. During the Bosnian War, it was damaged badly when it was struck by grenades. Renovation work was carried out later. As a result, works from the 16th and 17th century, the Austro-Hungarian period, are now visible, as well as other artistic styles, making it possible to read more into the history of the entire structure. Ferhadija Mosque and the adjacent cemetery are considered a single complex, which was made a national monument of Bosnia and Herzegovina in 2004. The masjid is small, holding around 100 to 150 worshippers. Though it was pretty, I was alarmed to see the big, long cracks on the walls, especially above the prayer niche or mihrab. I hope the relevant authorities take a look at this before it becomes a safety hazard. Outside of the prayer time, the Ferhadija Mosque is closed and locked, so make sure you time your visit correctly. In and around the old town, there are so many incredible landmarks, which sadly I didn't have the time to visit properly. Among these is the Faculty of Islamic Studies of the University of Sarajevo. Looking very similar to the City Hall with its horizontal red-brown stripes, this is the oldest and most prestigious Islamic theological institution of higher learning in Southeast Europe. It was founded in 1977 and became full member of the University of Sarajevo in 2013. But the faculty traces its educational route back to the 15th century and Ottoman era, as it was the main successor to the earliest Islamic education institutions in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Today it continues to be one of the most, if not the most prestigious Islamic institution of higher education in Europe. Another beautiful faculty of the University of Sarajevo is the Academy of Fine Arts, located across River Miljacka and few minutes away from the Ashkenazi synagogue. The academy was established in 1972, but the building was originally a church built in 1899. Coincidentally, all three buildings, the Faculty of Islamic Studies, the church housing the Academy of Fine Arts, and the Ashkenazi synagogue, was designed by the same man, Karlo Pracic, the Czech-born architect of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, who is also called Karel Parik. Karel, or Carlo as Bosnian called him, spent most of his life in Sarajevo, where he designed over 70 major buildings. No wonder he was given the title the Builder of Sarajevo. The guy was definitely talented. Five-minute walk from Emperor's Mosque on the tip of Baščaršija is the powerful City Hall, or Vijećnica. It's one of the most striking buildings in Sarajevo. Completed in 1896, it's the most extravagant building constructed in Sarajevo during the Austro-Hungarian rule. The project was overseen by Alexander Wittek, who proposed Moorish revival style as a symbolism of unity of East and West. The horizontal stripes in red, brown and cream colors make the building unmissable. After the Second World War, Vijećnica became home to National and Universal Library of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Serbian military forces burnt it to the ground, along with its 2 million books during the siege of Sarajevo in August 1992. Around 90% of the library's collection went up in flames, and the building became a symbol of the siege and tragedy of Sarajevo. It was lovingly rebuilt and reopened on 9th May 2014, the same day that Europe Day and the Day of Victory over Fascism are observed. I paid 10 marks visitor entry fee at the door and went inside. My jaw dropped when I looked up. I had seen the interior on photos on the internet, but seeing it live in person was crazy. What a stunning building. The artistry and craftsmanship all around me blew me away. Now I can see and feel why the Vijećnica was an iconic symbol for Sarajevo. Hats off to everyone involved in creating this beauty. Powerful people of Bosnia and Herzegovina and from around the world have walked on these floors. critical national decisions have been made in these rooms. Their legacy have been written in history. I want to do the same. Interestingly, near the city hall across the river is a house called Inat Kucha, meaning the house of defiance or stubbornness. This was originally located where the city hall is today. The owner of the house was a very stubborn man. He refused to sell the land to the ruling monarchy and only agreed to move on the other bank of Milyaska River if his house was moved brick by brick, stone by stone, and fully reconstructed, and he was paid a bag of gold coins by the monarchy. Thus his house got the name Inat Kucha, as it symbolized Bosnian spite. Sadly for him, the rounded window, which once looked out into the river, is today looking out into the road. Poor guy. Inat Kucha and the city hall are connected with this Seher Shahaya bridge, the first stone bridge in Sarajevo. It was built in the middle of the 16th century. One legend says it was financed by Aliya Hafizajic, but another says it was the famous mayor of Sarajevo, or the Seher Shahaya Haji Hussein, after who it was named. The bridge was made a national monument of Bosnia-Herzegovina in 2005. Next to the Inat Kucha, in front of the city hall, is a large open space often used to showcase art exhibition to the public. I love this space, as it was rare to find flat open spaces in Sarajevo. It was time to go to the top of Mount Trebević, the lungs of Sarajevo, for the ultimate panoramic view of the city. You can get a taxi or take the cable cars from Harbat Bibi, front of the city hall, 10-minute walk away. Some people claim online that you can walk up there within 1 hour, but I wouldn't recommend it, as some of the locals and tourists told me it was really steep. Treat yourself and take the cable cars. The original Trebević cable car, or funicular as it was called by the old Sarajevans, was operational from 1959 and was one of the most recognizable symbols of the capital. Over 2,000 meters long, it connected Bistrik down below with Mount Trebević. It was destroyed during the war as Mount Trebević found itself on the front line. It was restored in 2018. Here we go, 30 marks for return, 20 for single.
I went to the lady Povratna Karta, and then which means return ticket, and for the word for please molim, so I should say povratna karta molim. Instead I went to povratna karta por favor. Mixing up Spanish and my Bosniak all in all one. Oh god, that's hilarious. Oh, it made her laugh anyway. Go, 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 go. Amazing.
There are 33 gondolas or containers, each holding 10 people max. It takes less than 10 minutes to reach the top. Taking in the views is the best part of the experience. Yes, you get incredible views from the top of the mountain also, but the city is really far below. When you go up and down the cable car, you see the detail. I'll bathe for a few minutes. Nothing beats that.
Look at that way, Bob. Look at it that way. That's something else. That is something else. But you know what, this is really steady. It's not moving or nothing like that. It's very stable and strong as well. Incredible views.
Yeah.
Every direction. Where are you from?
Switzerland.
Switzerland. Oh, amazing. So this is. Oh, okay. Not incredible view. This is not an ordinary day for you. There you go, my friend. What's your name, friend?
Lucas.
Lucas, okay, you don't mind me to go to you. Okay, he's from Switzerland. I just went incredible. He's like, oh, it's my back garden. At least uncle here he's taking it in. He's Bosniak, I guess. Yeah, in England, we don't get this type of hilltop views. You only get it in certain areas, but most places in England are quite flat. It's only like Wales and Scotland tend to be mountainous and hilly and whatnot.
These houses are so...
They're so pretty, aren't they? They're so
cute.
pretty. So pretty.
Yeah.
The houses. And they're all the same colour. Same orange, red, terracotta, type of tiles. It's gorgeous. It gives it that incredible flavour. The city.
I'm planning to walk to the top.
Oh yeah, I've heard 2 other people have done that as well. It takes about a couple hours apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be cool.
This a couple of friends I bumped into. They're from Netherlands.
Yes.
And then they said they walked there. They followed the trail. And then they try to go a little bit off path, and then you do have to worry about like missing fallen trees and things like that, and then
mines as well.
And then
walk.
And also is they said there's some signs regarding snakes.
Yeah.
So they were like, once they saw that, they were like, we're going to turn back. This view is something else. Absolutely something else. Where would you recommend going to Switzerland in order to see like nature, not the tourist areas, but somewhere authentic and beautiful? I mean, where would you recommend?
It's all very touristy.
Yeah.
But I really liked Graubünden. It's the area.
Graubünden.
Graubünden.
Oh, Graubünden.
Really, I have to drive like an hour to be there.
Okay.
It's really nice. It's
yeah, Switzerland looks stunning.
So
beautiful, yeah.
It never gets boring for me as well. So I like to live there. So it's
God willing.
Go hiking. It's so nice. Yeah.
Amazing. One day, God willing,
You should.
Yeah, I think
Maybe Austria is really nice as well.
Yeah, again,
And,
another place that people spoke really highly of, you know.
and not as expensive as Switzerland.
You're born and brought up in Switzerland, are you?
Yes.
And so I'm not saying it because I'm from Liverpool, but it's good for 1 day, 2 days trip. But the problem with London is that it's, no one talks to you. Everyone's busy. Everyone's scared to talk as well because they think you're after something, you know.
Yeah.
But as a city, it's beautiful. Obviously, it's the capital city, one of the leading cities in the world. You know, if not the leading city in the world. But in terms of staying there, no chance.
No.
But it's beautiful day out. But Liverpool is incredibly green, flat, very multicultural. And unlike London, where it's multicultural, where it's like different people in different region, Liverpool is genuinely mixed.
Yeah.
So I think you'll love it for that reason. It's a lot more bigger than expected, considering what population of Sarajevo is around about 300,000, 350.
It's small. It's 300,000.
Yeah.
At the top, there's a cafe inside the building and other hospitality facilities. When you step outside the building, you're surrounded by lovely, lush green nature. But it's steep, and the signs and the maps can be confusing. There's a former Kalina Kappa observatory up here somewhere, but the most popular landmark by far is the old abandoned bobsleigh track that still winds through the forest. This track, officially called the Sarajevo Olympic Bobsleigh and Luge Track, was used during the 1984 Winter Olympics, but the Serbs used it as a base during the siege. Today it's covered in graffiti art. The track is around half an hour away from the cable car building, and the walk is relatively steep. All in all, give yourself minimum of 2 hours if you visit Mount Trebević. If you're an experienced hiker, you may choose to continue to go to the exact top of the mountain. I met 2 young brothers of Turkish origin and based in Netherlands who did just that. And they loved it. But they advised to stay on the trail and not wander off, as there were signs saying there were snakes around. Not for me, thanks.
It's really surreal to come to this place. It's so weird seeing a bobsleigh in the heart of the mountain, with all this lush greenery and beauty and natural gorgeous sound. You have this concrete piece of work that's got a lot of graffitis all over. Now, the Winter Olympics was 1984, February 1984, on my 4th birthday, and it's over 42 years now. And to see this place still like this, it's quite heartbreaking. It's quite heartbreaking because, of course, the country's gone through a lot. No one is not aware of what this region has gone through. But then when you see that potentially the government could do something with this, change the tragedy into something a little bit more nicer, in that maybe not so-called get rid of it, but maybe make it into an attraction, maybe do something with it, become a bit more creative with it. Right now it's just graffiti left to ruin, and it's just there as a mark of an old history that's been damaged. Now, what I'd request to the authorities and the government, please do something about this. Make it into an attractions, or either get rid of it. Don't live in your past. I know it was a glorious Winter Olympics, but make it flourish all over again, so then you can hold another Winter Olympics here. Why can't you? Why can't Sarajevo think big? Why does it have to be limited to the past itself? And another thing I've noticed with this park as well, a couple of small things that it can do in order to improve. A couple of small things they can do to improve. Firstly, there needs to be a lot more signs showing you where you're going and where you are. You get lost in the woodlands, and I was trying to go up a hill where then was going down, and then there was an elderly lady whose family had lived in this area for 500 years, and then she was saying to me, oh no, you can still go down and then go up. But it's just not clear at all. So there needs to be a lot more signs, and to an extent I'm also disappointed that there's also cars nearby as well, because I know obviously that's out of their hand. It's a logistic issue, but when you try and listen to nature, and then you got a car whizzing past or nearby and whatnot, it disturbs your mental state. That zen area that you're trying to get into. It disturbs that flow and that that thinking. So perhaps, I don't know, perhaps block off the cars to a certain distance and whatnot. But more importantly, do something about this bobsleigh. Either get rid of it, change it into a fantastic attraction, utilize it in a positive way, or just do something with it that brings back energy to the place. Because it's quite depressing to look at this. Actually, it's fascinating because you appreciate the history behind it, but how long can you keep on appreciating history? Make new history, and make better history. That's what I would say to the people of Sarajevo, and especially the authorities of Sarajevo. This has come from my heart, so please don't take it the wrong way. Everyone's getting their quick little shot out there on bobsleigh. Can you imagine? It's actually fantastic to walk on. I may have to take a bobsleigh.
If you don't have the time or money, visit Yellow Fortress instead. This is located behind the City Hall. It's possibly a third of the height of Mount Trebević, but the panoramic views from here is equally breathtaking. You can also get great views of Sarajevo from the Jewish cemetery. There's plenty of shooting range around Sarajevo. There's one on the other side of the city towards the airport called Strelište Sarajevo Žuč, who had great reviews on Google from loads of people. I got a taxi from Otako area and headed up north, up the hill and through winding roads. Is there no area within Sarajevo without panoramic views?
How much brother? 15. Okay.
I was initially reluctant to give the gun range a go. Being a young Muslim guy with decent build and taking up shooting, even as a one-off fun event, has a lot of negative connotation, sadly. However, one of my cousins tried it once and recommended it to me highly, so I thought I'd give it a go, and I'm glad I did. It was expensive, around 140 marks or £70, but it was a thrilling experience. I would highly recommend it, even as a one-off activity.
Salam, brother. This is brother Ammar. How you doing, bro? You okay?
Very good, thank you.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about your gun range? Where it is?
Right now we are at the shooting range in Sarajevo, Strelište Žuč it's called. It's like sports and civilian shooting range. You can come here without a reservation. We are always open, like every day, weekday or like work day, it doesn't matter, from 12 o'clock until 6 or 7, it depends.
Okay. Do you want to show us the type of guns that you have here? What type of range?
So
Just some of the popular ones?
On this wall we have 9mm pistols, different brands, so like Glocks, Springfield Armory, Sarsilmaz, RX, CZ, CZ, different brands. This is like 1911, this one is a little bit different, it's like 45, a little bit bigger caliber than 9mm. That's for the pistols. On this wall we have rifles. Right now this is not everything, like we have 10 or 15 more rifles. On the left side it's 5.56 rifles, so like M4, CR15s, this is like bullpup version of the 5.56 rifle. These two right here are the 9mm rifles. These two are Bosnian made rifles. So first Bosnian rifle, this one here. This is also 9mm Italian. AK-47 is the standard, SKS Russian, 12 gauge shotguns, so with the pistol grip and the regular one, and this is the 308 sniper, so we also can shoot long range.
Okay. How much does it cost for people to come here, or what type of prices?
So the fixed prices are 10 marks per person for entrance, 10 marks per weapon. It doesn't matter, rifle or pistol, it's 10 marks. And if you are coming here first time and you don't have your own weapon, it's 35 marks for the instructor. We always recommend that when you come first time, so we can show you like how to shoot, safety and everything. Safety is number one, always. We can teach you like how to shoot, but you have to respect the rules and everything. And then it depends from 0.8 marks per bullet to 2 marks per bullet. Depends which caliber. So 308 is 2 marks, 1.6, 1.7 for the 5.56 and 7.62, 0.8 for the 9mm.
This is from me. These brothers are incredibly talented, but they don't compromise on safety. They are incredibly good professional. He is smiling assassin, I'm going to call him. He's good. He's my teacher. We had to do 2 parts because I forgot to press record when I was moving. But they were very generous. They're very professional, highly rated in Google. Everyone always speaks really highly of them. If you're in Sarajevo and you want to try a gun range, this is the place. And the views from here is absolutely spectacular. The mountains, the villages, the snow caps, etc. is deadly. But yeah, hope you enjoy it, and definitely come and check these brothers out. Well worth the money. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's cool. amazing, bro. Yeah. And just so you know, young people, you've got the gun range here, you've got the kayaking. What
Yeah,
else?
we got kayaking,
And where was the kayaking in Konyak?
it was in Konjic,
Konjic
on the way to
Mostar.
Mostar. Yeah, it's like 1 hour away.
And
You can in Sarajevo you can rent a quad like ATV.
where's that? Where's the quad?
On Ilija.
Elijah is the quad thing yourself.
And from Sarajevo you
Yeah.
can go all the way around Sarajevo on the mountains. You can explore
Okay.
mountains, Bjelac.
So they're the two key main things. Is there international young people as well? Go-karting.
Go-karting, yeah, that's on Stup.
On Stup.
And also in Ilija. And also you have like zoos. You know, you have like
Oh yes, zoo to go and see the animals. and
animals. Yeah, that's
okay.
we have that in Hrasnica,
Mm.
and you have it in the Pionirska dolina.
everything. Cool. And your favorite activity again? Remind me.
Sleeping. That's-
Part 2. This is part 2.
Yeah.
Part 1 I fucked
We
up.
already did part 1. So, see you.
Head, throat, body, chest. Don't ever fuck with me, haters. Don't ever fuck with me. So it's the first one. Is a Havala. Havala. How do you say it?
Hvala.
Havala.
Yeah.
Havala as in thank you. Sarajevo or Sarajevo?
Sarajevo.
Sarajevo, okay.
Yeah.
Then is it Baščaršija?
Baščaršija.
Baščaršija.
Yeah.
Okay, and then is it Miljaka River? Miljaka River?
Miljacka.
Miljacka River.
Miljacka.
And then this one here, the fountain, is it called Sebilj? Sebilj? Sebili?
Sebilj.
Sebilj.
Sebilje.
Sebilj, yeah. Okay. The emperor's mosque name is a Chariba Jamia, the masjid.
Sorry?
The emperor, you know, the masjid, the mosque, the masjid, the big masjid, emperor masjid.
Cereva Jamia.
Sharaba Jamia, that's it. Bezistan?
Bezistan, yeah.
Bezistan.
Your accent is good.
Okay. City hall, is that called
Vijećnica.
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 Yeah.
Vijećnica.
Vijećnica.
Yeah.
The eternal flame, is that called Viesna Vatra?
Vječna vatra.
Viečna Vatra. And then to say watch out sniper, is a Pazi sniper?
Sorry?
Watch out sniper.
Sniper.
Okay, so is it Pazi sniper?
Pazi sniper.
Pazi sniper. Okay, just 2 words, just sentence before I eat, before we go. It's called Sarajevo, you are special. Sarajevo, ti si poseban?
Sarajevo, ti si poseban.
Ti si poseban, okay. So I love you, Bosnian Herzegovina.
Yeah.
Volim te Bosni I Herzegovino.
Perfect.
Okay. See you again. Vidimo se opet.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, that's it, bro. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
This concludes my first part of the Sarajevo documentary. We looked at Old Town and many of the Islamic Ottoman contribution to Sarajevo. In the next part, we look at the Christian Austro-Hungarian contribution and the Jewish contribution and show you the modern side of this incredible city.